So following on from the previous video, we got to this stage here where anything in this interval, this series will converge. Dead on 0 and dead on 2, this whole thing here will equal to 1. So when it comes to the root test, if this whole thing here equals to 1, then it's inconclusive. So we need to manually check what happens when x is dead on 0 and dead on 2. So let's look at the case when it's dead on 2 first. So when x is dead on 2, when x is precisely 2, well, you would put this 2 into here. So when x equals 2, we are trying to determine if this will converge or if this will diverge. So we would put this into here. So 2 take away 1, that would be 1. 1 times n, that would be n. So now it boils down to us trying to decide if this will converge or if this will diverge. When you get to this stage here, you probably have to stare at this for a long time, and then hopefully after a while you'll realize that you should check the nth term test. So in order for any series to converge, the limit as n tends to infinity must head towards 0. If it's anything other than 0, let's say it's 3, say, then as n moves from 0 to infinity, you're adding 3 to your whole summation, you're adding another 3, you're adding another 3, and so on. In order for this to converge, it must head towards 0. In order for any series to converge, it must head towards 0. So in a way, we need to check that as n heads towards infinity, this thing heads towards 0. We need to check that. In order for this to converge, the limit must head towards, the limits must equal to 0. If it's anything other than 0, it's going to diverge. So we should find the limit of this, and we've done this before. We have done this before. This is actually quite complicated because what you've got here is you've got a bubble here, and then you've got another bubble. This bubble depends on n because it contains, this bubble here contains n, this bubble here contains n, this bubble here contains n, and n is moving towards infinity. Well, if you look at this, you've got a bubble here. This bubble here wants to head towards 1. This bubble here wants to head towards infinity, as n heads towards infinity. So you've got something that's moved. This bubble here is trying to move towards 1. This bubble here is moving towards infinity. It's a constant battle between the two. So well, we've actually done this before, and I've done a long explanation on this. We have done it before. So let me just remind you, the way we would do this is we would set this to equal to y, and then try and find this value here, y. So we want to find the limit of this. So let the limit of this equal to y. So we would natural log both sides. So take the natural log of this, take the natural log of this. This will come down here. That will give you this n. This natural log here will be this. This will be this. And then so natural log of y equals, natural log of y equals this thing here. Well, here you've got one block multiplying another block. I've done this before, so if you don't understand this, then track back to one of the early videos. And then this is as n heads towards infinity, this is infinity. This natural log of this thing here will be 0. So you've got infinity times infinity, indeterminate form. So you would use this trick that we've used in the past. You would rewrite as this over this, and then it's here as n heads towards infinity. This will be 0. This will be 0. Again, it's an indeterminate form. So you can apply L'Hopital's rule. So differentiate this, and so on. And it's blah blah blah. We've done this before. Now I'm going to show you an alternative way of doing this. So we are trying to find the limit of this. We are trying to find the limit of this. So now's an alternative way of doing this. In the past, I would ask you to ingrain this in your mind. So the number e is this thing plus this thing as n tends to infinity. Well, I've asked you to ingrain this in your mind, and then this should automatically lead you to this. Okay, so try and ingrain these two in your mind. The most important thing is you have to ingrain this in your mind. We are trying to find the limit of this. Well, the thing is, I need to convince you that you can rewrite this as this thing here. So if you look at this thing here, well, this thing here, in a way, it is this is your 1 here, n over n. This is your 1 here, and then you've got your 1 over n, 1 over n, and then as n tends to infinity, you've got your n here. So this block here is actually the number e. But first, I need to convince you that you can rewrite this as this. Okay, so I will continue in the next video. You can rewrite this as this, which I will explain in the next video.